Number seven.
Calling number 7.
So I don't really know why I'm thinking of this, but like, I remember when I was like 5 years old, I was out in the yard and we were like doing yard work or something, and I remember something bit me, which is weird because I don't feel like we have a lot of like bugs at our house, you know? I mean, we always had cockroaches. Nothing that could like take you to the hospital.
Okay, there we go. No
So
scorpions, except for that one
I
spider.
remember I fell down and I was just like crying hysterically. And I remember you picked me up and I don't even know why I'm thinking of this. You rushed me to the bathroom. And I have like a really big fear of like needles. I hate needles. And I remember I was really scared, and I remember like you were talking and you're like, no, son, like it's okay, like something bit you and like you might have poison in you, but I need to get it out. And do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so that did happen. It wasn't like a okay. Okay. I was just thinking of it. But I remember I was so scared and you were just like, yeah, like I know it's scary and I know it's gonna hurt, but like I have to do this so that you'll like feel better. And I remember you did it and you were like really gentle and it didn't hurt that bad. And I just remember you were like so loving and like so gentle. Like I was terrified and you were just like, no, it's okay. Like this just has to like happen this way so that like the poison gets out of you. And I just remember how like gentle and loving you were, and I just like really like stayed with me, you know.
Dad's
one-
good in a crisis.
No, he is. And one thing I gotta say about Dad is, you know, I went through a lot of like hard years, and you know, anything you've ever done that like made me sad, or I've probably told you, and like then some, you know, like, you know, like you're the reason I got problems, or just like, you know, and I really appreciate like there have been times where I've been really sad, and I probably have said some pretty mean things, but I don't feel like you ever even like fought back, or not even saying you deserve it, but you kind of just listened to me, and I could tell you were just like, oh well, you know, if I did that, I'm sorry. I could tell you were like thinking that, and just meant a lot to me, because you know it took me a long time to kind of figure out my life. And I think one thing that was really special too, like Rod said, was you know what's like interesting, like it's not that fun to like, I don't think it's like so fun to like go to like kids like sporting things or like your own kids, you know. I thought it was like would be more fun. Right? But you drove me to all my basketball games. You would sit there and you'd watch me. Sometimes I'd have like 2 or 3 games in a day. You would go to all of them. I remember whenever I wanted an Epic Muffin, you would stop and get me one.
Sam, and you would track the stats.
Yeah.
How many rebounds
And
you
then
got?
I remember you would take me to all my tennis matches. You would watch them. And then one thing you'd always do too is before I'd have a big match, you'd be like, Dad, can you like warm me up? And you would warm me up for like an hour. Just hit like the same shot like over and over again for like an hour so I could like get into a rhythm. So I guess now that I'm a parent, I just look back and I see all these like amazing, really loving, incredible things that you've done. And now that I'm a parent, I can see how like nice and loving, and you know, just how like you were sacrificing, you know, just to make my life better. So I just really appreciate it, and I love you a lot.
Could I share something for just a minute? At this point, we just had Matt and Sam, and I want to thank Anna. I know that Matt had some really hard times after the big D, and they were both home around Christmas time one year, and Anna,
Hazel.
maybe it was New Year's or something, but you looked up on your phone and found a concert in Phoenix. And you went to Matt and you said, Matt, take me to this concert. Who's here?
Sage, this is a no kid zone. No, sorry.
So they went to the concert. And this was like 5 years after the Big D. And he still was struggling with dating seriously. And they walk into the concert, and on the upper level, they look down, and near the front row, this girl, Monique, turned around and looked up, and their eyes connected. And from that point, Matt was trying to figure out, how can I meet that girl? Now, I've written this up. You know, Matt and Monique, they're our sweet M&M couple. And I've got this written up, and I'll send it out an email. It's about 5 or 6 pages. They had the cutest courtship. But now keep in mind, Matt made like $300,000 one summer selling door to door.
380.
Thanks, Rod.
I saw the check.
He knows the number.
380.
380?
Yeah.
Holy mackerel.
Good thing Biden was president.
And, you know, a guy who had this sales pitch that he could deliver to any stranger couldn't figure out how to approach this girl.
That's cute. That's so cute.
And after the concert, Monique went up on the stage and was helping sell CDs. And so he finally gets the courage to go up, and I love the sneakiness here. After talking a little about the concert and buying a CD, you said, well, I made a CD, and you played a little of it on your phone, is my understanding. And so Monique says, well, can you send it to my phone? And in the process, they traded phone numbers. Pretty cool, huh?
Yes.
Who was out sneaking who?
So there's a lot more really cool things in that love story, and I love love stories. I'm definitely a romantic, right, Mama?
Yes, indeed.
And then I don't remember exactly how much later, but my understanding is that once again Anna, our little Cupid, invites Sam to go to, was it a New Year's Eve party?
Think it's M&M and S&S.
And who was there?
Not to
Sasha.
Not to be confused with S&M.
And look at where it's gone. And I'm just so happy with all the couples in our family. It's so beautiful.
Anna
Thank
played a
you,
big
thank
role.
you, thank
She really
you.
did.
Anna, you
No,
are
she really
so
did.
wonderful.
Oh, Miss
We'll send our
Cupid.
kids. Do you have the shoe chart? Thanks, Doug.
That's it. That deserves a tickle.
That's worth love.
A rib dig.
Yeah. Thanks.
Amen.
All right. Well, I guess it's my turn. So, poppers. I'm gonna do a little sit here. Well, I love how everyone connected their stories. It's interesting how we all have a different connection with Dad, and it's awesome to see it. Some stories I've never heard. So thanks for sharing. So I'll share one when I was probably like 9. I remember I was helping I wish I knew their name. The Chinese people.
Jen?
James. Thank you.
James.
James. I was helping them find their lost bird, and it was like Sunday. I was supposed to be going to church, and we were like looking all over the yard, and Mom was like mad at me because she's like, Anna, you need to go to church. Like, come home, get ready. And Dad rolled up with his little Geo. He was rocking the red one at the time. It's kind of cool, you know. And he's like, Sarah, this is the whole point of church. She's helping serve our neighbors. And oh, okay. And I was like,
Yeah, Mom.
I never have to go to church again. So I feel like Dad's always been Mom and Dad have been such a great example of serving, and it's definitely influenced my life. And then as far as hard work, I was a little rebel and would try to ditch out a lot on hard work, but I always appreciated what the principles he was trying to teach, and I definitely struggled like in high school and with some stuff, so I felt like I was kind of always like behind. So when I went to college and got my cosmetology license, I was kind of just lost, what do I really want to do? And I had the opportunity to go do summer sell alarms, and I saw Matt be successful, and I always looked up to Matt, and so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go try this thing. And so I went to I went my first summer to Costa Mesa, but my second summer really felt like my first summer. I went to Alabama and Florida, and so I was really far away from the family, and didn't know anyone, and I didn't even have friends out there. I just went alone and took that leap of faith. But my first 2 weeks were just miserable because it was, so hot. I wasn't getting any sales. I wasn't making any money, and I was just kind of ready to be done. And I found a little alley area with a bunch of really tall grass, and I called Dad, and I was just bawling, Dad, I don't think I can do this, this is just way too hard. And I don't remember exactly what you said, but it was enough to encourage me to keep moving forward. And literally the next door I knocked on, I got that sale. And so I definitely support Dad's, Dad has such a strong power of manifesting, and you were such a big influence on my surgeries, because you came a couple times when it was really hard, and some of the worst pain in my life was through those surgeries, and I would not be able to sleep and be on the bathroom floor, and Dad would give me a blessing, and sometimes it would work, sometimes it wouldn't, but we really developed that bond to rely on kind of having him as that support system. And whenever I got splinters, I remember coming to you, and you would help take them out, and just developing that trust, and seeing how you were so careful and so sweet. It was just really cool to see that side of you, because I had a hard time kind of sticking with tennis and stuff, so I always felt like I was a little left out, but I definitely learned the importance of exercise, so much that I'm a sculpting yoga instructor. So I definitely carry a lot of those similar traits. And the last one is kind of a funny story. So Poppers has always kind of encouraged us that if things are free, or if there's an opportunity, take it, right? So just like my brother's teaching us, if you don't have money to get into a concert, you find a way, right? How do you find that way?
Yes.
Or if you have money, sneak in anyway.
There you
Just
go.
to prove that you can.
She hopped the VIP stage with us over at Bottle Rock. She learned.
Oh, babe, you ruined the story. It's okay.
Is that the point?
Wait, I didn't.
So,
Give us the context. Tell us what's
all right. So let me just take it back a step. Last time I was here, which apparently I don't remember last time I was here. I think it was Christmas. You were during COVID. The
You gave us all
at
COVID.
Bellevue High School was shut down because
Wait, we all
COVID.
got COVID.
Yeah, we all got. Oh, that's funny. I forgot. So Dad was still hopping the fence, working out.
Awesome.
So just, being that example. And I just laughed because I was like, Dad, you're so funny. Like, I can't believe, you're 79, still hopping fences.
But actually, he wasn't, because the person caught him.
Oh yeah, well yeah, he got.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, I had an opportunity recently with my boyfriend. We went to a concert and we got in, we got tickets, we paid for them. And, his dad was like, his brother Luke got into VIP, he met a girl and got in. And so his dad was like, well, I want to get in too. And they found this like one little spot where the gates connected. And so you could just hop over. And so I'm like, he's crazy. Like, what, like, you're gonna get caught. And I was like watching him, like to my side eye, and I like turned my head, and then like all of a sudden he did it. He was gone. I was like, oh my gosh, like he was really good at that, And I was like, dang, this is like my dad.
He's a keeper.
Yeah.
So then Adam's like,
he's a
let's do
Heinz.
it. Let's do it. Let's hop this fence. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, what are you talking about? Like, we're gonna get caught. Like, you're crazy. There's people gathering over there now. Sure enough, Adam goes over there, and I look at the corner of my eye, and I'm just like, he's gonna get caught, and I'm like looking around, and then he's freaking gone. I'm like, what the heck? Like, where'd he go? I was like walking for like 10 minutes. Like,
Do you remember when I texted you?
he was like, babe, just live your life.
That's
Hop the
great.
fence, come
I
over.
remember, so what's funny is we were in the VIP section at the front stage closer than we ever got for the rest of the entire concert. And it was great because my dad and I looked at each other and I'm like, Dad, it's a test. If she can do this,
Oh.
it's a big deal. That means she can hang, right? So we're enjoying it. 5 minutes go by, no Anna, maybe a little longer, maybe a little less. But anyway, I send her a text and I say, babe, be free, live your life, go for it. And sure enough, 3 minutes later, boom, there's Anna.
That's it. All because of you, Dad. You were the
Give Adam credit.